What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday. How y'all doing today? Today is Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Sunday. I had to double check. Anyway, what's everybody up to? I am continuing the leveling process. Something I strongly encourage everyone to do. Of course, when you get to 110, you're going to want to instantly equip all that Supreme gear you found. But if you can hold off from doing that and just pull the gear off of your fresh 110 and throw it on one of your alts and start getting leveled. So, like, I've got a few 110s now, and I instantly swap all these off. And that way I keep the XP flowing. Hoping to get... Well, this summoner will be 110 before the end of the stream, no doubt. This Huntress is still a ways off, so probably won't be there on that. Playing on DDA on PS4, but failing. Oh, you will get there, nothing. You will get there. Just go through the bonus difficulties in order. Don't try to skip them. You can skip right to Ancient Dragon. You can skip the first two bonus difficulties. What I'm referring to is these. So you got Ancient Dragon, Lycan King, and Dune Eater are the last three. You get Ancient Dragon gear, it's going to make Lycan King go a lot smoother. And in fact, to an extent, if you've had some luck finding runes, you can skip Ancient Dragon even with all runes and go right to Lycan King difficulty. But getting that first win will be a challenge. And then once you're in Lycan King difficulty gear, then you can start focusing on your Dune Eater gear. So going to do a couple of bomber farms here. Anybody wants to, feel free to hop on in. And see if we can't get us a little bomber. This is the build I posted up earlier. No, you want to target farm loot, generally speaking. Now, boss maps, of course, are going to drop boss weapons. So that's always a good farming point. But for the most part, you want to target farm the loot. So, like this map, for example, drops a guard chest piece. So, by doing this map... Ooh, my Siren didn't summon. I thought I must have ran off too soon. There we go. This map is going to drop the guard chest and the little bomber pet. They're guaranteed drops. So I 100% will get those drops every victory chest. And then it's just a matter of getting the quality that you need. So the deal with this build, y'all, if you want to stand in the middle on all the defenses, be on a booster. And don't, and watch out for Sirens. Because Sirens will blow up the pack if they target you. I'm going to be on a Summoner. If you're on a Summoner, then you don't have to worry about it. Son Wannabe, thank you so much for the sub. I do appreciate it an absolute ton. This is a fresh EV here. Fresh at 105. This was one of my bench warmer EVs. So getting this one leveled up now. I got three 110 EVs now. I focused a little too hard on EVs and summoners, I think. I just always had them in the deck since the update come out. And now I've got a bunch of level 110 EVs and a bunch of level 110 summoners. And I'm lacking in other areas. I've got one Huntress. I've got no apprentices. Get our power boost deliciousness going, and here we go. Forsaken Temple is a slow running map, no doubt there. I tried to get it to wave 100, and it runs so slow. It takes so long to get the wave unlocks. I think I got it to like 65. I probably got a 61 unlock, something like that. It just takes so long, you know? And the bosses aren't even there right now. There's an issue in survival, and after you kill the boss the first time, no other bosses spawn. So even with that, it's still just taking forever to get the unlocks. No, not at all, Quiet. Hoping that they do something maybe to change the weapons. But the Keep gets an Arcanist Helm, and it's got really good weapons. So, I mean, if you're going to farm a boss map, I personally would be farming either the Summit or the Keep. It's a shame, too, because the map itself is cool, and the boss looks awesome. Thanks for subscribing, Dennis. Appreciate you. Yeah. Well, the loot isn't tied to the boss. The loot's tied to the chest, and you get the victory chest every 5. But the thing is the game is, you know, the way the game is set up, you're just not going to get the highest quality stuff. Neither is hard at all. They're both just grind games. If you want a challenge in your Dungeon Defenders experience, then play DD1. DD2 is full-on AFK. DDA can be full-on AFK. You have to earn your AFK, of course. It doesn't come free. But neither one of them is like a big strategic challenge or anything. DD2 is, do you have the shards and mods? If you do, you AFK the game. DDA is, do you have the highest tier bonus difficulty gear and you're fine-tuning it? Well, if you do, then you're AFK in the game. I'm staying in Overlord mode because then I have 0 Siren or Dark Elf Warrior aggro. When you're in Overlord mode, you have no aggro. So if I was standing here by myself, there is 0 chance a Siren or a Dark Elf Warrior would come to me here. So, I mean, if you're boosting on a summoner, always do it in Overlord mode. It's just the smartest way to go, you know? This one's burning slow, it seems like. This is the Dune Eater difficulty. Nothing. Conditionally triggered. What up? What up? How you doing today? Happy Sunday. I'm going to be in Overlord mode the majority of the day today, y'all. Sorry for that, but Sunday chill, you know. I actually want to start Season 3 of Game of Thrones tonight. I started watching Game of Thrones again. It was mixed mode. Always mixed mode for the loot. I do want to test some survival builds that I haven't tried yet later on. But always mixed mode for the loot. Looks like I got a Godly Rune. I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. The runes, man, they're way more common. I haven't gotten a Supreme Bomber yet, nah. I haven't even seen a screenshot of one. If anyone has gotten one, by all means, send me a screenshot of Discord so I can drool. Oh, you found one yesterday? Oh no, it had the 3 stats, but then it was missing speed and shots. Oh, that's awful. Well, I mean, the no Arcanist piece was known. Anyone who's followed the game. Quiet. Arcanist is going to be getting reworked. The devs are not happy with the state of it. Well, I mean, I would just keep trying on mixed mode. The DD2 drops are still going, yeah. I mean, obviously you can't get DD2 drops watching DDA stream. DDA drops are done for this time around. They'll come back again. Oh no, my connection is going all shitty again. Hopefully it smooths out here. I don't know what's going on. It was perfect this morning. And now I'm, dropping frames. See if it recovers. Hopefully it's recovered here. Looks like it's smoothed out for the moment. I ended up having to end my stream early yesterday because my connection was taking a dump. I tested it this morning and it was all good. Like right before I started streaming, I ran a stream test. Looks like it's smoothed out now. Hopefully it stays that way. We will have to see. I don't know. It's going again. God dang it, man. It's such a bummer. Right, let's see. Oh. Well, I mean, I can see no supreme beams in the sky, so do I even bother looking at this stuff? It's all junk. Junky, junky, junky. Boo. You can't throw links on the stream now. Yeah, you gotta beat the difficulty in whatever game mode you're trying to play. So if you want to do Dune Eater mixed mode, you gotta beat the Dune Eater mixed mode. To do Dune Eater survival, you gotta beat it on survival. At least the frames are dropping. I may have to try, if it keeps dropping this early in the stream, I'm gonna end up just switching over to Twitch. Restarting everything and just doing Twitch only. It's not so much on my end. There's an issue with the Restream servers right now. You can send it to me in Discord. But, I mean, you can't post links on stream. Last time I enabled links on stream, it was instantly full of porn. So, valuable lesson learned. One more this way. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure. Well, the wisps wouldn't do anything if I had the buff beam rune equipped. But let me double check anyway. Yeah, we're good. No runes equipped. Oh, for a long time you were playing in a group. That's fair. It's fair. That particular map, your group really has to contribute. You know, you can't be. You really can't run it with anyone slacking. Everybody has to be contributing. I would love to see even a bad roll Supreme drop, though. Well, I don't want to see a bad roll Supreme. What am I talking about? I generally don't, but you definitely can use Overdrive on this one name. I usually, just for ease of spamming, I usually will just slap one buff beam on it all. Four rogues would destroy the map. Yeah, it just comes down to contributing rogues, you know? Just in general, really, conditionally triggered. I mean, survival is a fair touch easier than mixed mode. I'd try that build I posted up yesterday on YouTube. I've got like a, I want to say I've got like probably a 90% plus win rate using that build. Thanks for following there, Dr. Richmond. I do appreciate it. I'll do this map a couple times and then try another one. Goggles, what's up, man? How you doing? How is things? I got me some Goggles Supreme gear. I think it had junk rolls on it, though. Imagine that. Oh, I did. I forgot to look at my rune. I got a rune last run. I don't know which one it was, though. You're not wanting a Supreme Ogre? The Ogre pet has more coolness, I think, than it does effectiveness. Yeah, well, I mean, as with everything. Look at it. I'll give it this. Dune Eater was easier than Lycan King on launch day. Launch day, Lycan King, it took the entirety of the day before someone got their first kill. Oh, I knew what you meant there, Goggles. I knew what you meant. The Overdrive grind is real there. Time for weed. No doubt there. It is real indeed. Do this one more time and then I'll bounce. And I want to try and see what the... Should name Foundries and Forges, Foundries and 110s. That's what I want to test. I actually want to test the owls in Foundries and Forges and see how it does. Well, there's never been a best to do it. Time for weed. Anyone who told you that the bonus map was the best was just they got lucky on the bonus map. It's even drop chances everywhere. Just bonus difficulties is what you want to do. Yeah, just anywhere in Act 2. I ended up getting mine on the bonus map, but it wasn't because it's the bonus map. It's just because I played the bonus map the most. Because Act 2, of course, you get a Monkey King. So I double dipped and grinded Monkey Kings. I've got so many godly runes, I had to clear out my wife's inventory and use her account as storage. I know that's not what you guys want to hear, but I've logged the hours, you know. Ever since the update dropped, I've been on at least 16 to 18 hours a day. My bags were filling up with godly runes. I got so many. But yeah, my wife's account is now, in fact, I should change her name on Steam to Rune Holder. I actually had 11. I gave away some of those Siren runes this morning. I had 11 extra godly Siren runes for the bubble. Just crazy how my luck was with those. That was the first new rune I got, and I just got so many. Well, I mean, you got to do the bonus difficulties in mixed mode. I mean, you can chillax it out in survival, and you're still going to get a ton of them, but it's all about doing the Dune Eater bonus difficulty, you know? We'll do this map one more time after this one. I won't bore you guys with Royal Gardens Overlord mode all day. We'll do it one more run after this one, and then I'll swap it up. Like I said, I want to test some Foundries and Forges builds for a little variety. I need to get some builds going where I don't need to keep an EV in the deck, because I'm just leveling way too many EVs. Just RNG hates ya? Well, I mean, that's fair. That happens too. Right, no Supreme Beams. Boo. What about my guard chest? Boo. Nothing but junk. What rune was that I got last run? Oh, it was bouncing. Magic missile bounces. No, you get the fused bomber from Arcane Library or Royal Gardens. You don't get a fused bomber from Summit at all. 0 chance to get one. A pretty good runtime on this, considering it's 4-player. XP could be a little better on this map. Almost 107 on my Whisper. That new Alperch is really strong, Goggles. That's the first thing I want to check in Foundries and Forges. I'm going to go right to like a Wave 100 start, or Wave 101 start, and test it. I don't know if it will hold. We will have to find out here. This build is not as fast as PDS or DSTs, but once again, it comes around to what you're leveling. I do have an apprentice in deck, so I guess I could have done DSTs, but I want to level wardens as well. So I get myself a little Supreme drop here at some point today. Anything good? Anything good? I'm not going to be picky. Give me any usable Supreme. I'll be pretty happy about it. Getting Supremes and getting usable Supremes are two entirely different topics. That is for damn sure. And oh, the usable ones are elusive. it's hard to throw godly runes away, you know? I mean, I need to just start pitching some of the... I mean, that magic missile one somebody will want, but as far as the lower quality runes, I need to just start pitching them. Getting like a godly grenade rune or something is just such a bummer. Or toxicity overload. Can't tell you how many of those I found. I need to just start trashing those as soon as they drop. It's just so hard to throw one away, you know? Pitching a godly rune just feels so criminal. Still farming the flamethrower rune? That's a great rune. When you get it, you will be very pleased. That's like the go-to Foundries and Forges survival build. Can get you over 100 for the golden pet unlock. So easy with that rune. Come on, little bomber. What I'll do on Foundries and Forges is I'll try it solo first, like a Wave 101 start. And if it holds good solo, then I'll go back out and try a 96... Wave 96 start and open it up public so anybody that still needs the floor 100 can get it. They're just not even in the same department at all. Goggles. The obelisk is a support defense. It's given a slow. Even with the rune, it's not big damage. And the sludge launcher, of course, is a powerhouse. So yeah, just not even remotely in the same conversation, those two. Sludges get you over 100 too, in Foundries and Forges, pretty easily. The obelisk does seem pretty good, but it also seems like the slow is not stacking or something. Like if you've got an ensnare aura up and then you're using that rune on roots, when an enemy gets into the root range, it's a noticeable slowdown. And then you throw a spider on top of that and the spider knocks them, it's like a super noticeable slowdown. With that obelisk, it doesn't seem that noticeable. And it's not listed exactly what the debuff does. You know? So, I mean, it might be like a completely negligible slow. I got to 225 with flamethrowers on Forges. And I know Aramir got to 300 plus. His flames are a lot better off than mine. My flamethrowers really start to fall off around 200 on Foundries and Forges. But they're not really decked out. I've got a lot of power on them, but I've got no percent damage. And that's a big example of where percent damage is so good. Oh, it could be hitting a slow cap. Maybe. Well, see, the thing is it doesn't give you numbers. I mean, we know it's a slow, but we don't know any numbers. Where, like, the ensnare aura shows you numbers. The rune for the roots shows you the number. You know, you see the number, exactly what the slow is. So it probably is. It's just getting to a slow cap. You stack too many slows. come on now. Still no purple beams. What the hell, man? Not one Supreme piece today? And then we get that trash, Godly? Oof. Bad Bomber? Just junk. Junk all the way around today. Alright, one more. Just one more, y'all. Just one more. I haven't gotten anything. I got no Supreme drops or anything. I've got my loot filter set super strict now. I'm on PC goggles. I mean, this is a pretty quick run, you know. I'll, once they get those cross saves going, I'll definitely play on other platforms more. But the game is just, I mean, all Dungeon Defenders games, they're just too grindy to be doing multiple accounts, you know. But I would love to be able to do, like, an Xbox stream every week and a PlayStation stream every week, etc. But I'm just not going to grind all those accounts, you know, it's too much. As it is right now, I feel like I'm grinding DDA or DD2 like every waking hour of every day. It's just you know, the worst part about getting hooked on grind games, you end up missing out on so many other great games. So many wisps. That's the other benefit of DSTs or PDS on this one. You got less things to upgrade, and that shaves like a solid 30 seconds off your build time, you know? And it's not like it's taken forever to get the wave started anyway. But the PDS and the DST having so few things, it literally is like 30 seconds. Like, what are we? We're 2 minutes. 2 minutes in. This is the one, y'all. This is the one. Hopefully. I so hope that the owls are working good on Foundries and Forges. I think they have potential. I do. All your EVs are 110 now? Yeah. The EV, I got more EVs at 110 than anything else. Reflective Screech drops in the new act. So Act 5. Your last monk is 107. You've been blazing through them. I got a long way to go still on leveling. The easiest act in Act 5 is without a doubt the Bazaar. The Bazaar is super chill. You got 25 110s. Holy crap, man. The price you pay. I'm paying the price now. The price you pay for not setting up flamethrowers properly. I just didn't use them enough throughout the game that I never really fine-tuned a set for them. And I didn't prepare. If I would have prepared, I would have went and got a flamethrower set up at 30% damage, just wrecking it. And that would help the leveling so much. I'm going to try them here right now, Goggles. I'm going to try them here in just a second. Yeah, you'll definitely want to have multiples. It's the same as every other hero. I figure you can do two defenses off of one. The problem is the second defense is the walls, and you're not always going to use the walls. Doing 5 of each hero. I mean, I would at least do 2, James. And that would allow you to play around with a couple of different defenses, you know? At a minimum. I mean, I personally like Aramir doing 5 of each. I'll do 5. I'll have one set up for each defense. Even though you get the walls on the Guardian for free with the Arcanist gear, they're not going to be maximized walls unless you go full fort, you know? So I'll definitely have 5 of every hero. It's going to take me a few weeks, though. I bet it takes me 2 or 3 weeks to get 5 of everyone. 2 or 3 more weeks, you know? This is going to be... I think this will be my 3rd summoner to 110. And I'm working on my 4th EV. The 110 grind is real, that's for sure. I mean, once you get one hero to 110, you can mix and match, play around with different sets, and see what you think, you know? Your last summoner is almost 107, nice. I started a bunch of freshies today. Other than this summoner, I think everybody is 105, 106 in deck right now. Getting a group of freshies. It's, I mean, if you look at it, not to scare anybody off, but it's just over 1.06 billion to go from level 1 to 100. You get 1 billion XP, you go from 1 to 100. It's 5.7 billion to go just from 109 to 110. So it's greater than 5 times. It's greater than getting 5 characters from 1 to 100 just to go from 109 to 110. I mean, it's a grind. There's no doubt. Now the deal is remember, you know, like we're all fishing for Supreme gear, but most of the Supreme gear that's dropping is junk. So, you know, like right now I'm saving everything. Oh, there was another rune. Mana bomb. Right now I'm saving everything, but in all reality is the majority of the runes or the majority of the Supremes I'm finding is all trash tier gear. That's a pretty decent bomber. I think I already got a better one, but it's the chest. Bummer on the chest. Anything else on the ground? It's like nothing else on the ground. Alright, so I'm gonna pop out of this group. And I'm going to fire up Foundries and Forges. Like I said, if it works... Save that to give to somebody. This is just from today, y'all. I pulled all my godly runes off and sent them over to my storage account. And this is all just from today. So, I mean, the grind is real, but boy, the runes are dropping. That's for damn sure. But yeah, it's 5.7 billion just to go from 109 to 110. It's 2 billion just to go from 105 to 106. 2.6 billion to go 106, 107, etc. I want to leave you in deck there, Warden, but I wants to try out Dim Bees. And look at my poor Guardians. Talk about under-leveled. Holy crap. I think this is set up for owls right here. Yep. So, what I'm hoping to find is an owl build on Foundries and Forges. And we'll try a 101 start. Dune Eater difficulty. And let's see, also I'm going to want to throw that rune in on my EV. Pretty sure my owls are already, yeah, owls are in. Sent me a picture of the Supreme Bomber. Let's see, how pretty is it? Man, that's such a bummer to see that attack rate and projectiles. But at least we know they exist, right? They're in there. They are in there. Alright, so what's the play here? Go with an Aura stack. Oh, I gotta have my Warden in deck. Make sure this Warden's got the rune. Does indeed have the rune. Alright, and then owls. Well, let me get my Siren in too. Alright. Now, how's the DU going to work out? I think we'll be able to do 2 sets of 2 on each lane. Something like that. Let's see how the DU works out. And if this holds, I'll back out and go a Wave 96 4-player start, and we can see if it holds on 4-player. And then anybody, if it does hold, then whoever is in group, if you don't have the Wave 100 unlock, you're going to get it. So, well, assuming it holds. It might not hold. And looks like we'll have enough for 2 spiders, which is perfect. Nice. Well, yeah, but this is a high survival wave test. I mean, doing it on mixed mode, there's a dozen different builds that can do it in under 5-6 minutes. I mean, there's any map, one core map in the game, you can clear with summoner bombers without any defenses at all. Well, it was an April Fool's thing. I would guess next year on April 1st, if you missed it. Oof. All right, got that side done. Well, this is a super, super fast running map, too. You can do it with flamethrowers AFK in that time and have zero concerns about sirens or anything. Right. Let's see if we got... Ideally, you wouldn't have it on your ensnare. I do have it on my ensnare, which will slow the map down a little bit, but... Let's see if it holds. It's just going to be, can it keep up when the portals, all the portals are there, you know? Oh, it tore that ogre up. Holy crap. This might be pretty good, y'all. These birds are shredding. Let me push it up to 150 and try. Well, I guess we can just try on the 4-player group. Well, let me try it at 150 first anyway. Holy crap. That was really good. Yeah, I've used the obelisk a bunch. It's pretty underwhelming if you got all the other slows stacked. And then here's the pain with the ensnare. The sirens at the end of the wave take forever to get up into range because I'm on this ensnare with that striking. If my striking wasn't on the ensnare, those 2 sirens would be dead already. So that's the challenge there. It depends on the map. Before, I used to always have them on air, but now there's a few maps where I switch stuff over to strong. I don't even know what the owls are on. Let me look. The owls are on air. As far as a general use for the majority of the game, air is a really, really safe bet for whatever your main defense is. No loot. Alright, let's bounce out of here. And let's try it on like a 150 start. And then I'll do a 4-player 96. That way you guys can get unlocks. Anyone doesn't have it. That seemed really good, though. Let's see. Go to 151 and try it. It'll just be on the browser. It'll be a public game on the browser. I don't know. Tornado Highlands, I think, would be a good one for owls, because you got good line of sight. Remember, the owls require line of sight. And you got good line of sight on that map, so... Owls might do really good there. We'll see how it holds on this wave, though. I mean, it treated wave 100 dirty. It definitely treated wave 100 pretty dirty. Shoot, did I put it on Dune Eater? Yeah. Might have to switch them to strong. See, the thing with the owls is targeting on owls is not going to be as much of a deal or of an issue because Thaden with the gift subs. Holy crap, man. Thank you so much. It's Thaden's birthday today, y'all. Happy birthday, Thaden, and thank you. Yeah, anyway, the owls only attack a target once, and then they'll go through all the targets within range before they return to the perch to attack another target. But they also hit super, super hard. But this is a really, really good Netflix and chill map for leveling, y'all. I'm sure everyone already knows that. That's doing any sort of power leveling right now. If you want to queue up some Netflix and chillax it out, this is your map. Period. So run this one on survival, and you can go to absurd levels. If you're doing AP resets, then yeah, always, after your first one, of course, you want to get to Chaos 9. Pushing an Onslaught is never a factor with AP resets, though. After your first one, then just do minimum resets. Spam them all out, and then decide if you want to push an Onslaught or not. Perfect beta shield? I don't know what you mean. Oh, you mean in DD2? It's worth whatever you can get somebody to pay for it. So, I mean, there's not going to be many people out there on the hunt for that item. But if you find somebody that's really looking for one, they're likely to pay for it. Alright. We got the RS. Yeah, we did all of them. Once again, saves you some time if you don't do the snare, but let's see if it holds. Go, birdies, go. Comes our first ogre. Oh, wow. That ogre got rocked, y'all. This is 151. Then you want to get Ancient Dragon bonus gear, Marvel. So beat the summit, and then farm your rifted sets of gear on Ancient Dragon difficulty, and that will give you more than sufficient stats to beat the keep. This is really good, y'all. This is doing really good. I am so happy that I can do something besides flamethrowers. It's getting tiring watching flamethrowers go. I would much rather watch owls fly around. Wow. Just awesome. Doing so good. Oh yeah. Birds for the win. Got an ogre stuck in the floor over here. Weird. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Gonna have to wait for the aura to kill him. The birds won't target him because he's stuck in the floor. Let me see if he'll come out if I leave. I see him. Salted Budino. Poor little fella. Stuck down in there. Boy, it's gonna be a slow burn, huh? Let me get back on those auras. Get a little more power on them. I haven't seen that one. Well, remember, you're going to want to get all your drops, though, Marvel, so you're going to have to do other maps. You can start off there, but that's only going to give you one guaranteed drop. This one's happened to you twice? I've spent a lot of hours on this map over the last week, and this is the first time I've seen it. That's unfortunate. Hopefully I don't get it a whole lot, you know? Wow, this is like a super slow burn, y'all. He's getting lower. Oof. You were using sludge launchers so they wouldn't target it? Yeah, I mean, eventually it'll time out, right? Just one of the struggles with just 3D action defense games in general. To be honest with you, I think Orcs Must Die handled it better than any other game, the stuck mobs issue. The mobs would time out super quick in OMD. No loot. Alright, let's get y'all some Wave 100 unlocks. If you've already got Wave 100 unlocked, try to resist the temptation and save the spots for someone who needs it. To beat the keep, I mean, the absolute minimum would be like 7k main stat. But that would mean you're going to have to work real hard. Comfortable would probably be like 9k. Alright, so anyone who needs the golden pet unlock for Wave 100, come get it. We'll have to go from 96. Oh, Game of Thrones Season 3, here we come, y'all. This is the build I'm going to use. Tonight, we're having leftovers for dinner. So I can pretty much have dinner whenever I want. And I'm going to try to watch all of Season 3 of Game of Thrones as my Sunday night. I'm probably going to have cocktails, too. I got to celebrate Theoden's birthday for him and have myself a beverage or two. So I think I'm going to Game of Thrones it out and have cocktails tonight. Well, let's see how it holds on this 4-player build. If it holds till wave 100 4-player, then it will no doubt hold to like wave 300 solo, you know? Alright, so here's the deal, y'all. Get on a summoner. If you're not on a summoner, get away from the core. Gotta be in Overlord mode, because the Sirens will blow everything up. So either be in Overlord mode, or don't be anywhere near any of this stuff. No. Drop rates are all the same. If anything, the godly drop... The chance of getting good godly drop rates has gone up because of Dune Eater difficulty. Good lord, man. The left-click spammage is real. Alright. Here we go. Everybody in Overlord. Looks like it. Let's get it. See if we can't get everybody a wave 100 unlock here. We'll go to 101 so you guys get to save. In your settings... there's a thing that says Smart Upgrade and Repair. Make sure you toggle that on, and then don't target anything. Like, just go up to where your defenses are, and then target next to them. And it will automatically toggle through all of the defenses and upgrade them. But it works the same thing for repairs. So it's called Smart Upgrade and Smart Repair. Oh, damn, y'all. 4-player, and this is still just shredding. The Jinn are getting a little uppity, believe it or not, of all things. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh. It was sketch. That was super sketch. I think this is the equivalent of like a wave 300 ogre solo. Well, this is a 4-player wave 96 start, Pro Ace. I did a wave 150 solo to test it, and it like steamrolled the wave 150. So yeah, I think this is a really good viable build for this map. Especially if you're not going, you know, obviously 4-player. Like, I don't know how the math works directly, but I think that this would be about the same as a wave 300 solo. I don't really have a favorite. I'd probably have to say Dungeon Defenders 1 if I had to pick one of them. DD1 just offers more than DD2 or DDA does. If you want AFK loot grind, you got sections of the game with loot grind. If you want like harder strategic, very difficult farming for end game weapons or whatever, it's got that. DDA has got some of that to an extent with the boss fights. No matter how good you are, there's always a chance that you will lose a boss fight in DDA. DD2 has got lots of content, but it's a full casual mode. There's no real strategy through the majority of the later game, and then there's zero chance of losing. You can always just replay for a wave, you know, so you're never gonna lose. So I mean, I would say DD1 is the most complete package, but I mean, I super enjoy all the games. Oh my god, we got it again. Man, maybe we're gonna keep getting that. I guess just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not common. I know Aramir's logged about 1,000 waves on this map over the weekend. Have you seen this stuck ogre, Aramir? You've seen it several times just today, huh? Maybe it's a new issue. If you're doing Dune Eater bonus difficulty Marvel, you're going to see very little Transcendent gear. Oh, you were killing the portals and the ogre was still getting stuck there? That's weird, man. That's very weird. Well, I mean, we have no choice but to wait it out. Well, see, that's the thing. I've been using flamethrowers, and maybe flamethrowers are still killing it. Like, if that ogre gets stuck, the flamethrowers could still be hitting it. So maybe that's why I haven't seen it either. I did do some sludge launcher runs, and I don't recall seeing it. But I didn't go very far either. I only went to, like, I want to say, like, wave 100. They get shoved up and down on the spawn point. This would be the one downside about this build, I think. Once you complete wave 25 on survival, Dr. Richmond, you'll have a choice. It looks like the match is over, but it will actually show a choice. There will be a continue button or a return to Tavern button. So you can continue, and it just goes right to wave 26. And then it goes as far as you want it to. It's true endless mode, so the scaling is not limited to anything. It will go until you break. It's a little deceiving, it is. It looks like the map is over, you know? Yeah, I would say this is the one downside about the build. I'm wondering if a Wisp would hit it. Like if you had one Wisp that was set to strong, if it would hit it. That, I mean, you could always throw in a flamethrower, but that would be too... You could go 3 owls in a flamethrower, but then you'd have to use one buff beam. Thank you so much for the sub there, Dr. Richmond. I do appreciate it. Doctors are always welcome. See if we get any ogre issues this time. I don't know if that was just a fluke with that ogre that pushed all the way in last wave. Everybody's at least got the wave 96 unlocked, so any of you all that don't have wave 100, you've at least got wave 96 unlocked now. So you can always come back in. No, the loot does not get better on higher waves. It caps out at wave 25. Loot is all about mix mode. If you want the best loot in the game, you got to do mix mode. Blue Man, thank you so much as well. Welcome, welcome. All right, that one was full on chill mode right there. We didn't get that ogre push. Hoping we can get these guys. Well, I mean, they might already have it. But if they don't, hopefully we can get some people some wave 100 golden pets here. All right, we got another ogre on the stop. Or no, he got wrecked. Well, I do appreciate it a ton. Thank you so much. This, these owls are going to deserve a hero or a defense spotlight, huh? They are really good, y'all, and people are saying they're trash. See, they were kind of junky on the PTR when they first came to the PTR, but the PTR had 2 different owl changes, and it looks like they're in great shape right now. Well, the best way would be to do this map or Armory on mix mode, doing like 6-minute runs. But the most chillaxing way would be to just take this serious XP hit, because it is way lower XP, but just do this on survival like we're doing right here. Now I'm super curious on... I haven't done Armory Survival. I'm super curious. Armory Survival XP versus this map. We'll have to do a couple of wave... well, I mean, we could do a wave 26 start and just play one wave. The only issue is the Y-axis line of sight. That's fair. It's something different and they're cool, though, is the thing. And I really, really like that. It's nice to have something that's fun to look at, that's effective, and is something different. You know, it's not... I think people wanted them to be like the Wisps, and they're not really like the Wisps. They're very, very different than the Wisps. And Wisps, of course, are single target. I am curious about a Wisp build now, too, though. Wisps, what do we got invested here into each side? We got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 invested into each side, not including the R stack or whatever. 18 Wisps would be 4 Wisps and a buff beam. You wouldn't have enough to go 4 Wisps and 2 buff beams. You would have to do 1 buff beam. Alright, here we go, y'all. Wave 100. We'll take it up to wave 101 just so everybody gets the save before I bail. The Rune, the buff beam Rune, Overdrive, the least amount of defenses on the buff beam, the more power the buff beam gives, is why I use so many. So the fewer the defenses, the more power, the more juice on the beam. But this is incredibly strong, y'all. I'm so stoked about this. It just seems so good. You know, we got a Jin getting uppity here. They didn't get a defense, but they channeled onto it. And we had an Ogre get slappy. Oh no, we might lose. Oh no, don't lose the wave 100. Here, let me throw a bunch of archers in just to save the day here. Hopefully they save the day. Give a little meat shield, anything's got to get through. Looks like we got it. I'll rebuild so we can give you guys the wave 101 unlock. If you could sell all them goodies. Hopefully they hold through wave 101 here. We could. I'm not sweating it. I don't know where my bombers are at. I'm sure they're on another summoner somewhere. I mean, if we lose, that sucks, but they got their golden pet, and they've got a wave 96 unlock, so it's not the end of the world if we do lose, you know. These owls definitely seem pretty good, though. They're very limited on their line of sight. Some maps they just scream on. Other maps, not so much. They did really good on the summit. We'll definitely give them that. They were incredible on the summit. We getting any loot? No loot. Pardon me. Alright, we'll just queue it up to auto loot and then failing. Did we get anything at all there? Got a Supreme offhand. I need to tighten that loot filter up, I think, for weapons. What is the upgrade range on those that you want? 340? Or is it 350? Wait, what is it, Aramir? I know you know the number. I've got it set to only pick up right now ammo patches and whetstones, but I can turn shields and tomes back on. But then I'm going to want to do a 340. That way we don't get all the junker ones. And then we are Supreme only. And then this is all the offhand. Shields, ammo, whetstones, and tomes. I manually loot weapons. I never want weapons off the ground. I only care about boss weapons, so... I mean, I got that tab titled weapons, but I manually loot the weapons. Right. We didn't get anything else. Make sure there's no 110s, or this is going to be my closest to 110. Shouldn't take much longer. Alright, I do want to try one other thing. Can I keep this same deck? I think I can. I want to do a comparison here. I'm just going to do Wave 23 starts. Well, here, let's just do this one first. I want to do an XP comparison. I like it. I like it, though. I'm going to have to go through and fine-tune my build a little. Or my gear set, I mean, on these guys. Because I'm sure this is just thrown together stuff. This is, well, I don't know. Let's look at the stats. I don't even know where I'm at. I got zero clue. Yeah. Look at this. That was with 11th K stats, y'all. 11K main stat. Just rolled. 4-player Wave 100. Holy shit. That's incredibly good. Imagine if that was 13, 14K and I got 9% defense damage. Imagine if that was 13 or 14K with 30% defense damage. We're talking single player Wave 500 build. I mean, I think that's a reality. Wow, that's so awesome. Can you do a Wave 23 start on Armory, Aramir, and get the number for, make sure, well, I mean, you know, all 6 need levels, etc. That way we can compare the 2 numbers. That's what I was going to do, is do this one and then head over to Armory. Oops. I done spent everything. Alright, well, hopefully it has no issues with no upgrades, but let's see. What's going on, Sean? How you doing? God, these Wave 23 ogres are like, boop, dead. Nice, Gratz Pro Ace. That's awesome. I am so excited that these owls are rocking, man. I cannot wait to get a completely decked out owl build going. It's just thematically, it's cool too. You know, it's just such a different flavor. I thought that these were going to end up being like harpies from DD2 when they first teased them, and then they showed the owl off the nest, and that's when I thought it was going to be similar to wisps. But, I mean, I feel like they're really in a really good place, and thematically, they're just awesome. Bunch of flapping birds. And they were so suspect on the PTR, too. I think Phil did an amazing job getting these dialed in. I'm hoping they don't get slapped, because they're powerful, but they're not like every map meta, you know? I mean, even so, this map... They're really good on this map, but flamethrowers are better. I think flamethrowers are better. I'm wondering how well they perform on Armory, because that's a new map, of course, and ain't nobody wants to grind the same old map they've been grinding already. A lot of people grinded this map already prior to this last update hitting. So Armory being the new hotness, I wonder if they function as well there. I would guess they probably would. We got that ogre. Or no, we didn't have the ogre. Alright, wave 25. I'm curious how much of an XP variance there's going to be between Armory and Forges. few more mobs. We got the ogre. Or no, it's the sirens. All right. So let's see what we get here. No loot. Let's see. So 458.5 million. Can somebody write that down? Or type that in chat? 458.5. And then here is where, like I said, it looks like the map is over. I think instinctively, anyone that's grinding this map would click this, which is going to take us back to another Wave 23 start. And then you've got Leave to Tavern, and then you've got this Continue button. But I think it's a little bit misleading. I think they should even change the name of this to Endless instead of Continue. I think it would be more accurate. Or not more accurate. I think it would be less deceiving. Are you doing the... I think Aramir may be doing the armory now. I think you could run it quicker too. Like, I mean, you could get that map down to 6 minutes. Okay, yeah, Aramir's on the armory now. Let's see what the comparison is. I'm wondering if the armory is going to be similar, more or less. Figure we got the untouchable and then the tactical every wave. Gonna be doing some rune giveaways soon, y'all. The runes are just stacking. Stacking. I think I've got everything now. Did I get all of the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got them all. I wasn't sure if I had gotten... I got this one. I traded for that. And then I found Radiant Outbreak last night. And then I'm curious on this Retribution Aura. I mean, there's no reason not to use both of those runes. Obviously, I'm not even using a weapon. There's so many. I mean, the runes are just flowing. I almost wish that there was something we could do with them, you know? Dragon Killer with the sub. What's going on, Dragon Killer? Well, there's not on any of the platforms Time for Weed. What the game needs is it needs that it needs player shops like DD1 where you can go up and start a map that's market and have it load into a tavern where you can just farm it up and then set up a shop. You gotta place it and then move it over there. Well, I'll bump in and show you while we're waiting for Aramir to finish up. So, like if you place it, say over here, place it over here and then just select it and move it, you can actually go right in close to the crystal and it will just go as close as it can get. Once it gets as close as it can, it will just stop there. Well, I mean, lag is going to be based off of who you're playing with, because it's peer-to-peer connections. But it does, there's definitely some optimization that needs to be had as far as how the game runs. And you know, there is that the next update that's coming, it actually on the roadmap, it says finalizing. So that makes me think that it might be closer than we think it is. But the next update is going to add a vault into the tavern. In the teaser, it's sitting right here. It's a little chest sitting here. I mean, we don't know where it's going to be, but there will be a vault where you can store things in your tavern. And I think that is the first step to getting actual player shops. In like a player shop, you would start a market map where it will have, you know, player shops or whatever, and it will load into like a tavern, and then you can just leave your machine and set it to public. People will be able to go in and then say that like there's a vault here to store things. Well, there could be like a display case here where you could put things in for sale. Now, obviously, I'm not the engineer, and this is just all me talking. But in my mind, having that vault system is the first step to having a player shop, because you could just put the display case here, throw things in where it requires, you know, 1 trillion gold or whatever to take it out, and then you could just host an AFK shop, and you could just let it run, and people could come in and check out your goods. That is the answer for trading in DDA. It just is. It's worked for a decade in DD1. There's no reason to think it wouldn't work in DDA, you know? Yeah, that was an old intended feature. It's from DD1. They've publicly said that was put in as a potential endgame unlock, but was later abandoned, and the assets are still there. So it might end up getting used in the future, but right now there's no plan for use of that stuff, and they've addressed it publicly. I don't even know. Can you still see it on the summoner? I don't remember how I used to see it before. It's the basement in DD1 is what it is, y'all. Anyone who's familiar with the Ultimate Defender achievement in Dungeon Defenders 1 unlocks your basement. That's what this is it's the basement. There's the stairs going down to it, and then the arcade machines. That's actually been in there ever since the game launched. Well, I mean, once player shops are there, that's what you'll buy. So gold will have lots of meaning then. I mean, gold will become more meaningful than it is now. I mean, I've given away like 100 trillion gold over the last year, and I'm still at 100 trillion. And I am nowhere near the top. There's people with 5, 6, 7 times this amount. Now, obviously, those people are going to just, to them, gold has no meaning anymore. But, I mean, if player shops were there, it was 534.9. So it's slightly more. What was it? It was 458.5. So it's actually more than 10%. It's like 15% more. Well, I mean, you can't really go the time. Both of the maps are completable in 6 minutes. I wasn't trying to speed run it, so you can't judge the time off of my run. Aramir speed runs for breakfast in the morning when he isn't even awake yet, so his runs are always going to be faster than mine. You would have to have the same person actually make an attempt. But I think both maps are 6 minutes. Or Forges can be done in 5 minutes. So Forges might be a little quicker, but the XP amount is not as much. I'm wondering for chill factor. Let me try set up with the birds. I haven't done any endless metal on this one yet. I'm wondering for chill factor, you know, how it works out. The Chaos 9 meta is the Embermount Flames mod on Fishers. Spam them at the spawn of lanes, and then enemies just die running down the lanes. Forges at 118 million per minute, and Castle at 115 per minute. That was on mix mode, though, wasn't it? Or was that on chill mode? All right, we got 67 left. Yeah, that was on mix mode. I mean, 67 is an awful lot. I almost feel like you add in traps. Oops, let me spread those out a little. Three, 6, 9, 12. $15, $18. $21. Here, we can just make this one, just so the math works out. We'll make this one a three bird beam. A 3-bird beam. Almost sounds wrong. That was an ensnare, an electric, and a strength drain. Using the strength drain rune can be pretty good in endless mode because it, besides the obvious strength drain benefits, it has unlimited scaling because the explosions scale off of the enemy's health. So in theory, oops, here, we'll use all the DU just because. So in theory, it has endless value. Wave 1000, it's going to be scaling off of the enemy's health and explode for bazillions of damage, Alright, let's just slap a few spammer upgrades in. Good enough. We got it on our auras. Yep, we're outside of the map over here. So we definitely are good, and we're all the way to the spawns over here on our striking on our auras. Now the bad side is, the way I built this, I was not thinking, and I can't flash buff everything. That's a problem. What the hell was I thinking? You'd want to build everything in tighter where you could flash buff everything, Let's see. It's all about the ogres. Everything else will die. See, the ogres are pushing all the way in. Yeah, so this bird build, well, I mean, it killed. They died. They didn't die super clean, but they did die. This is just a terrible build, though. What the hell am I doing? How come none of y'all slapped me and said, WTF are you doing? This is awful. You would have to stack everything in up on the statue's booty. That way you can flash buff everything, And I think for symmetry, you would put the aura stack on the booty side instead of the front side. And then, because like right now, the auras are way outside of the map. See what I'm saying? There's no reason to have the auras that far over. You could get the auras closer to the spawn over on this side of the map. Actually, it looked like we were hitting all those birds. Oh, we are hitting the birds. Wow, bad build still working. Oh, it's 624. All right, so armory is way more than on survival. I still think Foundries and Forges might have the best chill factor, though. Grab the juice here. We got any drops? Of course not. I'd like to at least get the Wave 26 unlock. Once you start doing these endless survivals, start the map on Wave 26, because the mana you get each wave scales depending on where you started it. Starting at Wave 23, you get normal map mana scaling. If you started on Wave 26, you don't have to run around and pick up mana. It just gives you so much that you get everything full up, like, super, super quick, you know? How am I spamming into Sirens? So getting the Wave 26 unlock is just kind of a big deal as far as endless scaling goes. I think after we get the 26 unlock, we'll do a Wave 26 start, and I'll show you all a actual build that people should try instead of this crap. You sent my owls, 2 are on the buff beam. Let me get through the wave here and I'll check. Or here, I can check real quick. Let's see. Wow, 42.57 mil with 2 owls on a buff beam. That's crazy good. And remember, that number is being doubled. Because it's doing double damage against rifted enemies. So 85 million DPS in a good in-game setup. This half-assed thrown together setup is way lower. But not fully upped and everything either. I think Royal Gardens might be survival farmable as well with these owls. They're cheap is the thing, so you can throw them around, you know? It doesn't seem like it's running very fast either. It seems like it's running slow. Yeah, we're 8 minutes in already. We're only on Wave 24. Now, it did take about a month and a half to build. But this feels like a super slow build. Considering you can stack the PDS and the DSTs and shred this map in 6 minutes. This feels real slow. So, I mean, owls might be viable, but are they best in slot for the map? I don't know. I would question it. I'm not going to bother upgrading. Just going to get on through here. Ooh, look how close. This summoner is almost 110. It'll be 110 by the end of the stream for sure. What about you all that have played around with the owls? Do you guys have does anyone have a favorite owl map? Yeah, this feels like it's creeping, man. Not a significant amount, Walter White. You'd have to check the market document for exacts, but it won't be much. I mean, it'd be a few million, but not like a significant amount of gold or anything. Alright, let's get wave 26 for the unlock. This map won't be. It looks like such a small sliver, but that small sliver is a considerable amount of XP. But I won't get 110 on this map for sure. They are, Cake. I did a wave 150 start on Foundries and Forges to try them out, solo, and it was snoozer mode. So I did a wave 96 start after that, 4-player, to test it 4-player, and still held. It was sketchier, of course, but it still held. I think in solo, it's probably wave 300 viable. 2-player, probably 250. 3-player, probably 200. And then 4-player, probably 150. And that was with a bad setup. That was with 11,000 power. In like 9% damage. Was that? So I'm going to test it tonight and see how far it will go. I've told everybody I'm super excited. I'm starting season 3 of Game of Thrones. I want to watch the whole season tonight. If I can get away with that. I don't know if my wife will let me get away with it, but I'm going to try. Said something pretty crazy. Oh wow. Is that with everything? Boosting? It's a passive that rolls on gear, John. It's the best passive in the game as far as power goes. It just says percent damage is all it is. I'll show you here. I had percent damage on one piece on my Guardian here. Alright, there's the wave 26 unlock. It's that right there. Or it says defense damage. Percent defense damage. That percent defense damage is the best passive in the entire game. Right there. Thanks for following there, Johnny. The second best passive in the game would be power, and the third best would be rate. That was a summoner with speedy and power. Was that just one on a buff beam? Got a bad roll Supreme Penguin? Well, you know what? At least he got one. You can't complain about the pets unless you actually get one to complain about, right? Yeah, I did owls on the temple on yesterday's stream. They used to. I don't know about anymore. I would doubt these days because now they're just fodder drops. They used to go for a few million, but now they drop for free in the daily login reward. So I can't imagine anyone would pay much for them these days. Anyway, let's go ahead and bounce. Oh, actually, let's fail it and then bounce. That way I can look at what I got for wave 26. There we go. $880 mil. Not great, but not terrible, you know? Wow, that's crazy, man. Crazy. All right, what other map do we want to check? How far away is that summoner? Let's see. Yeah, that tiny little sliver is still almost 100 million. What is that? 80, 70, like 75 million XP. That tiny little sliver. That's crazy. That tiny little sliver up top is 75 million XP. Woo! Damn. All right, y'all. It is coffee time. I'm going to take a quick coffee break and brew up the old quad cappuccino. It doesn't work on the summoner's boost, Bark Bark. It doesn't work with the auto heal on the monk either. But additionally, it doesn't stack, is the problem. Like, I had my rogue. Is he still set up for it? Let me see. Probably isn't set up for it anymore. I had a rogue that was set up for that. Actually, it looks like it still is. I got 47%, 47%, 47%, and then a trashy piece here at 36%. But I mean, altogether, that's like what, like 180% defense damage? And it doesn't stack. It takes your highest, or it takes your first slot. So like in this case, the helmet, and that's what it applies. Which is a huge bummer. Because if all these stack, that would be crazy good. Now the time stacks, but the buff doesn't. But yeah, if the flash heal worked on the summoner, that would be meta, 100%. But as far as I know, it doesn't work anyway. I mean, we could test that real quick. What's the perfect time to microwave a Hot Pocket? Right now, King Matumba. Because I'm about to go make a coffee. I don't know what the time is on this. Isn't it like 2 minutes? 90 seconds? I don't know. I have no clue. I think it depends on if it's fully frozen or was it out of the fridge. I mean, Hot Pockets are an important part of every gamer's life, right? 1:45 for Hot Pockets. There you go. Frozen. That is the official time there, King Matumba. Oh, an air fryer is the shit, but that takes more time, Pro Ace. We're talking lazy, get that shit microwaved and eat it. Everything will always be better in the air fryer or in the oven. Like every single item, you know. Anyway, y'all, desperately need more caffeine. So give me just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. See what any other owl builds that you guys think would be a good chill build. We can test it out. So anyway, be back in a sec, y'all. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. I have got the caffeine flowing. Air fryer, you can run a map and get 2 delicious Hot Pockets in 10 minutes. Good call there, Pro Ace. Good call. I have a problem with the air fryer here. The mother-in-law has a really nice, super fancy high-end air fryer. And I used it once, and I didn't clean it to her liking. Oh, I've only got 1 summoner at 110. I thought I had 2. That's alright. We got somebody to switch to. Because this summoner is going to be 110 pretty damn quick. So now every time I use the air fryer, I get a lecture if it's not, like, crazy spotless at the end. And I don't want to clean up anybody else's mess. I'll clean up my own mess. Anyway, so what do you guys, what do y'all think? For chill maps, what is another good one? Or is there anything you guys want to see in particular? I'm wondering on this one. I'm quite curious here. I think the problem here would be the flyers. Can I show you that? I wish. If I could show you that, I will have won the game, Cake. The Poon Keep build? Let's see. I think my Pooner still needs levels. Actually, all my squires are seriously neglected. I think that's all we need, right? This is how I do the keep anyway. Check I've been playing around with my targeting on stuff, and we're still on air there. And I failed to upgrade, but you want 2 upgrades on every Poon, 3 upgrades on the buff beam. Aramir was working on a slice and dice keep build the other day. Oop, I forgot the strength drain. I knew it looked like I had a little bit more DU. Just using a non-fused strength drain. Of course, using a fused one would be better. And then a spider. I forgot spiders too. I'm forgetting all kinds of stuff. Spiders are a godsend. Any map that you can add a spider to is just going to be better for it. You know? I usually just throw the spider down there. And then over here, I just throw it there. Bad poon placement. I'm going to have to go with a 4DU because I don't want to rebuild the poons. They've always been really incredible. When the Rune first came out for archers, I did a Alk Labs run on Lycan King bonus difficulty and had three ogres smashing on it, and it held. Make sure my coverage is good. Oh yeah, coverage is fine. Once you get that 8 out of 8, the Siren rune, like, you can just quit caring about your Siren placement. Something is off. It's that 1DU from that buff beam. God dang it. Gonna have to fix this stuff. What the hell, man? I can't get it, can't get it in there now. There we go. And then I usually don't buff the Siren. So for this, these 3 poons, I just go like that. And then I forgot the upgrades as well, but as far as the outside lane goes, 2 upgrades on every poon and 3 upgrades on the buff beam. And then with the leftovers, I normally just spam in the middle. I do try to hit the poons at least once. And then the rest of it, I'll just spam in. 3 godly runes in the same wave on the armory. That is crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. And then do I have a pet? I do have a pet. And then this is a portal popper. Without portal popping, I usually like to use flamethrowers. If you portal pop, you slow the map way down, but you also buy the poons just an ungodly amount of time. And they shred, man. They absolutely shred. Almost missed that one. Well, I mean, the hardest win is on the keep is... In fact, that's arguably the hardest win in the entirety of the game, is your first keep win on Massacre. I mean, I really think it's harder than legit anything else in the entirety of the game. Maybe you guys will bring me some good luck here, and I'll get me a nice Arcanist Helm. You got carried on your first keep run? That's fair. I mean, that's an option too. It's a struggle. The keep is, it's definitely, I mean, I think it is. It's the hardest map in the game. The new boss takes some adjusting to get to, but it's definitely not super, super difficult. It's just learning the tricks. You know, learning, okay, I keep losing to an ogre over and over again. Let's try changing our targeting over to strong instead of being on air. Because one thing about that map is the air lanes have a long, long way to fly. So, except in rare cases, I mean, I don't think people are losing that map because of air, you know. Where the keep, I mean, I could lose this map right now if I got... You saw how much damage this archer took. It's because I got the ogre spawn right here, and that's completely an RNG element. If you get the ogre spawn on this lane, that's probably... In fact, I'll be as bold as to say the ogre spawn on this lane is probably responsible for at least 50% of the overall losses on this map. Is because of that ogre spawn. So an RNG element, it has caused, like, the majority of the map's losses. I think, anyway. Obviously, that's just guessing. But I think that's a pretty true statement. Alright, and normally, after the first wave, I'll prioritize upgrades on this side of the map. I usually am not too picky about grabbing all the mana, but I would like to get 7,000 or so. And then I'll throw a few upgrades into that buff beam. A few into all this stuff just to keep it healthy. 1 or 2 upgrades on the archer, and then just spam everything else right here. And then, assuming we survive the next wave, I'll spam everything from all the mana from the next wave into that core. If you have problems with skellies pushing in and blowing up your stuff, the answer is always an explosive trap. Explosive traps are so good. D-Doc, thank you so much for subscribing. If you get Jinn that are sneaking over and yoinking your stuff that you got built here, you can also put an explosive or a gas trap right here, and it helps out. So if Jinn are yoinking your stuff over the ledge, I generally just keep an eye out for any Jinn that are floating around in this area. If there's Jinn cruising around here, I'll try to go put the smack on them. I think I want to loot a sword here and hope for the best. The strength drain is really good. It's not really all that great on mixed mode. I guess it depends on the map and the build. But I mean, I've got it to keep my archers alive. But the damage it does is pretty trivial in mixed mode, because remember, it's a percentage of the enemy's health, and nothing has super high health on mixed mode. You have a gigantic Delph in your game named Phil. He is trolling your game. This is true. We'll have to, speaking of Phil trolling, we'll have to get Twitch integration turned back on here soon. Let you guys brutalize me a little. Man, that would be awful if he had a spawn gigantic Dark Elf Warrior command. I mean, he can do any of the commands, plus probably a few secret commands of his own. Bill's a meanie like that too, man. He is not afraid to put the hurt on you. We can't get to 7K here. Well, we will be at the end of the wave, I guess. So same thing over here. I'll generally try to spam one upgrade onto all the things. Make sure my archer's good and healthy. And then the entirety of the rest of the mana, I'll just dump right into these guys. Now this leaves me unupgraded in the middle, basically. And like, if I felt like I was getting pushed, what I would do is spend the last wave's mana in here on this stuff. No supreme loot on the ground. But I think that's completely optional. Little screaming squire. Still no loot, huh? What's going on there, Arn? How you doing? I haven't gotten a single good piece today. Probably bounce into some more little bomber farming here in a minute. I would love to get my hands on a good little bomber. But yeah, I haven't gotten really anything today. Yeah, the shield throw saves you from having to run up there. It's good stuff. That, and with the rune, the shield throw actually hits really hard. Oh, I would love to have a supreme little bomber drop. I know they exist. I got a screenshot of one earlier. So I know they exist. I mean, that's situational per map, Shin. I would probably say the plasma defense system. Like, if you were just gonna focus on one defense to get started, the plasma defense system would be a good one to focus on. Now, currently, there's an issue with the Lichen King, too, and he's moving really, really slow. Like, even, like, I got an Ensnare out here, which is going to make it even worse. But even without this Ensnare aura, he's just creeping. Creeping real bad. And that slows it all down because it takes you got to let the map run for like an extra 20 seconds. Where your build has to hold for like an extra 20 seconds. So when he's on the march, it's way better. The ones repair and damage and upgrade are only after you repair or upgrade for a limited time. The ones that are just raw percentage defense damage are a all the time 100% uptime thing. And then the ones that are repair or upgrade are only valid on your active hero. So if it's not your active hero, it's a complete just waste of slot. So I usually turn my buff off here now because he's taken so long to get in. And then I'll put my buff back up when he gets in range. Like now's probably a good time. I'll slap him a couple times with my shield. I like to run him back over to the chair too. That way, in case of emergency, I can always just pop the chair. But, I mean, hopefully I can just burn him here. And there we go. The fish is a cosmetic from watching Chromatic streams on Wednesday or Friday. And Supreme Loot still eludes me today as well. Big booze, big booze. Got a trashy smasher. Where's my Arcanist helm at? Gotta be in this pile over here, huh? God dang it, man. I hate it when they're buried. I don't want to pick all this other trash up. Bummer. Bummer. That one's not terrible, I guess. It's not good, but it's not terrible. Where the hell's the helm at? Oh, here. No, that's not it either. There it is. And a trashy Arcanist helm. Super low passive rolls. And 2 passives that I don't need. So big bummers there. Let me scrap this stuff. That one's debatable. Can't see ever needing it though. And then as far as the stats go, that was my Pooner. So 12k, 7,500. And I don't think I have any percent damage. Or I do. I actually got 17% defense damage. Poons can shred though. You know? It's because I had it there prior to the update when it used to be a godly one. and I didn't unequip it. That's an old godly piece. So I learned my lesson, sadly. Because I did unequip a different piece. And then you can't re-equip it. You know? So big bummer there. So yeah, I learned my lesson on my Huntress. My Huntress had, I don't remember what piece it was, but my Trapper Huntress had a piece that converted to Supreme. So I accidentally unequipped it. Oh, man. 999 and then no power. That is so rude, huh? Why did game be rude to you like that? But yeah, super slow run. Normally about that one's about like a 15 or 16 minute run. That's what I'm doing too. King Matumba, might as well just join. Cheater has a 110 on. I don't even want to hear it, Aramir. How many 110s do you have on non-110 heroes? About 10 times what I had on. Oh, you're on PlayStation. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no loot, man. Quite the bummer. All right, let's oh, we're 110 now. So here you go, y'all. This is what you do with 110s. Don't get all excited and equip your Supreme gear. Unequip all this stuff. Everything the character has. Unequip it all. Grab yourself another of the exact same class and start leveling them, because you need all the 110s, not just one. So don't miss any opportunities to have somebody in your deck collecting levels. So now I can go back to this guy and equip all the gear. My guard gear, though. Oh, it's for the spiders. Spiders and archers. So yeah, anyway, get your XP, y'all. Get your XP. Mr. Pat. And we're good there. Actually, I think I might pull that out and put it in a fort, since I do quite a few archers. It's so hard to resist that temptation. Like, as soon as you get to 110, you instantly are going to want to equip 110 gear and see what you can do. Just don't even do it, y'all. Don't even do it. We'll make this one look like that guy. That way I don't get confused. Anyway, let's go get a little bomber, y'all. Who do I want in deck? Well, I definitely need you. So that's my next closest. I should level my squire, huh? What is the next closest? I think that's it. Those three are my next closest. Actually, I kind of want to get the... You know what? Let's do that. Let's go with the Guardian instead. I kind of want to get the Guardian leveled now. Oops, wrong slot. It's not the best, but it's the easiest to use. And it's cool as hell. And it visually, debatably, is the best looking. So, the best as far as damage would be for melee range, it would be the Monkey King. For ranged, it would be the Penguin. But the Penguin has a real wonky high lob. And the little bomber it's got the aimbot going. It just blast, blast, blast. So the little bomber is just a really all-around incredible pet. And it's not the best as far as DPS goes on a ranged pet, but it's really damn close. Really, really close. All right. Let's do it, y'all. Let's go get us a little bomber. There's got to be one in here somewhere, right? Feel free to join. I just did a video on it yesterday, Grubby. I want to get to the bomber grind here today. But there is a video on my YouTube channel that goes step by step and explains everything. And then yesterday's live stream, I did a bunch of different builds on it. I did owls, and I think I did something else too. Harpoons are great, owls are great, PDS is great. There's a lot of different choices there. It's just a matter of practicing it up. And then the number one rule for the Dune Eater fight is whatever your main damaging defense is, switch it over to strong. Like, a lot of people are going to have their main defense set to air targeting. Switch your main defense over to strong, and you will notice a significant change to how the build runs, particularly if you're doing a build with plasma defense systems. All right, here we go. Already forgetting the rotation. Can't forget the rotation, y'all. You can place the Siren right now and not have to swap, but it becomes a lot more irritating trying to get these R's placed on that little knot when you got a Siren blocking your view. Oh, I need to unequip that rune too. That would have been facepalm. Just glad I remembered that. That would have been a huge facepalm moment right there. Spamming them up. Oh, you got one, King Matumba? Yeah, I've played around with the obelisks. I use the cannon quite a bit on the PTR. I don't have any other decked out yet. A couple more days and I'll be putting a video out with kind of general impressions of everything with the Guardian. Oh, you're saying I'm going to get one. Boy, I hope so. I would absolutely find that delightful. Burning up in California. It's pretty warm up here in Washington too today, Zilla. I mean, it's not California warm, but it's warm compared to lately. We actually got some rain rolling in this afternoon. It's supposed to just pound rain tonight. We'll have to see how that goes. I mean, I'd be fine with any of the three, to be honest, Matumba. Even a fairy. I want a good Supreme Fairy just for the collection, you know? So, I mean, I would be pretty stoked with any Supreme Pet off this map. I've got a Supreme Giraffe already. I'll show you guys my shiny Supreme Giraffe here. It actually is a low roll for Supremes, but still a Supreme Giraffe. I would love another. Would absolutely love another. This is a great farm map. It really is. There's a lot of build diversity. You can do a lot of different things, making it its entertainment value is high. And then it's rewarding. You know, you get the bomber drop, you get the guard chest piece. You can get any other ground drops, of course. Definitely a great farmer map. Well, it is that time, Zilla. You know it is that time of year. The heat is coming. Go, go, Wispaliciousness. Here's my giraffe. I got that guy right there. Like I said, kind of a low roll for a giraffe. But it's in my bag, at least, which is kind of nice. Giraffe in the bag. Oh, campers are super hot, man. Was 62 in Houston. Oh, man. That's a nice cool day in Houston. I lived down there for a little while. Like I said, I lived in Seabrook, just south. My office was in Clear Lake. It's smart upgrade and repair, Magnus. You got to turn it on in your settings, and then just don't target anything directly. Just target right next to your defenses. You're in Seabrook? No way. I lived, you know, down at the end of Nassau Road 1. There's, I don't remember the name specifically, but I think it was called Pirates Cove Apartments. Right on the water there. I lived in those apartments. It was pretty awesome being able to go out and go fishing. And my son was, we moved there, he was like 5. So like I did a lot of fishing out there on Clear Lake with my son. You live off Toddville in the water? Nice, nice. Yep, I lived there for a few years. Boy, that was so hot. So hot. I moved from Vegas to there. I ended up moving back to Vegas. But it's when I worked for Pennzoil. They wanted me to live in the Houston area to be by the corporate office. And I left Vegas, moved to Houston. And when Vegas feels cooler, you know you are moving somewhere so ungodly hot. Uh-oh. What do we got going on? I'm not sure why all of a sudden we got mobs pushing in. Not sure. You know, I don't remember the name of the road, Cassair, but if you went back out to the interstate and you go north one road, or I think it's one road to the north, and there's that big car spa, full service car wash and quick lube right there. I think it's actually in the town of Bay Area Boulevard. Yeah, that's the one. I built that car wash. I mean, not physically, but I was in charge of its construction. I actually got a real bad story that's probably not YouTube friendly about the days before that thing launched. I'll throw it out there anyway. I'll censor it. Like 4 or 5 days before the opening of that location, the manager of the Quick Lube decided he didn't want to leave his job. He got a job or a pay increase or whatever at his old job. His boss talked him into staying. So like 4 days before that Quick Lube released, I didn't have a manager. So I had to go in and set that store up for launch. Like down in the basement, manually set up the shelves and stock the filters and blah, blah, blah. I had to do all that. Well, that basement, it launched in August, or the store opened in August. And that basement was so crazy hot that like I was just soaking wet with sweat the entire time setting all that up. Well, right across the street, I don't see any Supreme Wisps. Boo. Right across the street, that's a good giraffe though. There's that Mexican restaurant. Well, as soon as we all got off work that night, after setting that up, we all went over to the Mexican restaurant and started with the margaritas. And this was before I lived there. I ended up getting really sick. I drank way too many margaritas. And the heat. I ended up getting super sick that night in my hotel room. Nice, congrats there, Stavlix. The build worked for you? That's awesome that it was a first-time win for you. I didn't expect anybody to be able to beat it first try using that build. So that's a kind of a combo build that Aramir helped me put together. We both worked on that one a little bit. A little trial and error to get that one dialed in. But it's good, it's a solid build. So many wisps. Like criminal levels of wisps here. Well, it might be a stat issue then. Box, are you in Liking King bonus wave gear? Got like 12k main stats, 6k off stats. Well, try that build that I posted up. It's... If you got 12k main stats, 6k off stats, you're going to steamroll it. Oh, well, 11k is not 12k. Maybe do a little bit more Liking King difficulty stuff. Get yourself up to speed. Just leave and try to join back real quick, Magnus. Maybe the spot will still be open. Stafflix just did it and got a win his first try. So, I mean, the build itself is definitely solid. That same build, Stavlix works... Well, I know for sure it works up to, like, wave 60 in survival. Oh, it pushed you out of the inventory. Oh, well, good. At least it's fixed. Oh, yeah. Well, that's rough, man. Nothing worse than having a cast on in the summer. What was that? Got a nice drop. Awesome, awesome. I don't know why the Supremes are being so elusive today. I normally get Supremes quite regularly. What the hell's going on with the Supremes? Might have to slap an upgrade on this electric aura. Those flyers are pushing in a little uncomfortably close here in the middle. Feels like that. You can get Supremes, but they're going to be really low end. Remember, it's although we all want the Supremes right now, it's not about having the Supremes. It'll be just like going from Transcendent to Godly. A crappy roll Godly piece will be nowhere near as good as a good rolled Transcendent piece. Well, a really good rolled Godly piece is going to be way better than a crappy rolled Supreme piece, you know? So you can get them, but they will be low end. Hopefully you get the right stats. I mean, if you get the right stats and good passives on it, it's still a solid piece. That's the struggle, you know? That's the difference between like a DD2 and DD1 or DDA is the drops are guaranteed. You know if you want a low bomber, you know exactly where to go and get one. It's 100% guaranteed drop. But, oops. It's getting the quality, you know? Oop, forgot to upgrade the aura. My bad. It'll probably be alright. I don't remember the flyers pushing in that far. Yeah, definitely. If it's your first time, now a lot of times doing it not rifted is not necessarily easier. If you've already got fusion gear, rifted might be the way to go for you. And assuming anyone that's trying the top difficulty in the game has already got fusion gear, you know. But definitely non-hardcore. I mean, my first win wasn't hardcore. There's no shame in that. You got to learn the map and learn the fight. If you die and it just ends, then you're not really learning. So no one should ever be hesitant to do their first of any boss win on non-hardcore. Oh, wow. So now we're on opposite ends. 97, I was still in Vegas. I think it was like maybe 2001, 2002 when I lived in Houston. Well, I mean, you got the unlock anyway, Stafflix. Now you just can go back, do a Wave 23 start, and just wreck it on mixed mode. It's nice that the wave unlock is there between survival and mixed mode. I understand the boss fight not being there, the bonus difficulty unlock. But it is nice that the wave unlock is there. I think, well, I mean, I don't know, obviously, and he might be just super happy with where they're at, but I think off of the feedback, the new weapons might end up getting changed up a bit. And I think that would be welcome. A welcome change. Let's see. Oh, it's max now. We should be good. Just kind of a chill grind build, Death. It's actually an old grind build, but still works. The only difference is we got the Siren bubbles now, so you can throw Sirens in to protect the cores from any range mobs. Got a Siren in over here too. Before, those two Sirens and this Siren wouldn't be here, and instead there would be reflect beams around all this stuff. And then a couple of extra wisps. Yep, because, you know, not enough wisps. Well, I mean, it was a struggle, Cassier. We beat it two-player non-hardcore right away. But then we jumped up to 4-player and we went all day long and didn't get a win. Godly is the max tier, so 8 out of 8. They drop from Lycan King difficulty and higher. Of course, in the Dune Eater difficulty, they're more common. But more common being not as, you know, it's still rare. Oh, I agree. The Arcanist Helm dropping from the new boss would be awesome. I mean, right now, if you had to pick a boss to grind, the weapons from the Keep are better. It's got an Arcanist Helm, and you can do it on the same difficulty. You can do it on Dune Eater difficulty. So, you know, why would you not just grind the Keep? But the problem there is we've grinded the Keep for what? When did the keep come out? Like a year and a half ago? A year ago? We grinded the crap out of the keep for a whole year. You know, ready to mix it up a little. Can't wait for internet and return to DDA. Hell yeah, man. Well, I mean, the keep wasn't there in the beginning. Oh, shit. We got a Supreme guard chest. Yeah, boy. Trash tier bomber. Come on, be good. Oh, man. Terrible passives. It's actually a usable piece for somebody. It's got rate, range, and fort, but what would you use that on? Gas traps? I mean, I guess gas traps. Anything else good? Nothing else on the map. What about the ferry? Ferry's transcendent. Oh yeah, the prom farm with DSTs. The DST prom farm was real. That is for sure. Let's do it one more time, and then I'll pop out and make a fresh group here. Feel free to rejoin, y'all. I just want to make sure anybody... Actually, we got a spot now. Anybody that wants in, hop on in. Should just be listed on the browser. There we go. Player Pain, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. All right, Zilla, well, enjoy. What's up there, Seals? How you doing? Doing good. Trying to get a Supreme little bomber here. But boy, those things are just elusive. That's the rough part, is I want it for my summoner, so I want two of them. One is not enough. Must have two little bombers. I've got some pretty good ones now. But obviously the Supreme ones are going to be way better. If it would just drop. Oh, for sure, they're Seals. Well, welcome, welcome. Bombers are one of the pets to grind for. Like, your bombers are one, Monkey Kings are another. At some point, I'll switch over to a Monkey King grind. And then the penguins on the holiday map are yet another. So one of the potential grind spots. Watching videos and wanted to check Twitch. Very nice, very nice. There'll be much more coming. Just got to get over the hump with this update. And like right now, it's just been non-stop grind. Try to get all the stuff and things and get leveled up and all that stuff. But I'll be doing a lot more tutorial type stuff once things settle down a little over on the YouTubes. So there'll be quite a bit of that upcoming for sure. We're almost halfway to 106 already on this Freshy Summoner. I think after this map, we'll probably be at the halfway point. Well, it's a guaranteed drop, but you want on Rifted mode, Seals. On Rifted mode, it's guaranteed to drop from this map and Arcane Library. On non-Rifted mode, they're not near as good, and they drop from the Tornado Valley Challenge map. It's a guaranteed drop there too, but it's just the quality of them is just not as good. Once you can get the fusion ones, though, on Rifted mode, it's, like I said, it's a guaranteed drop. It's just a matter of getting a good one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really suggest anybody bother with Rifted until they get Massacre unlocked. Once you get Massacre unlocked, then, like, unlocking Massacre is like the start of the game, or the start of the grind, really. Rubik's Cube, what's up, man? Once you get Massacre unlocked, it's where it all begins. You know? It's level 80. So you're not too far off. You could be at Massacre today, Seals. If you just jump into some survival runs and not worry about, like, trying to farm a specific item, and just go run survival maps, you'll be at level 80 in no time. And you can get started on Massacre right away. If you're on my Discord server, are you on my Discord server? There, Blue Man, it's pinned up top. Let me see, do I have the image still? No, it's a different image. Let's see if I can find it here. Pardon me. Let's see. Where are you? Drop location. So there it is. So it is... right here. So just screenshot that. And that is all the guaranteed drop locations of all the gear. Or all the fusion gear. Everything that's non-fusion is just random and will drop everywhere. There's no guaranteed drops on non-fusion gear. But that is the fusion stuff right there. It's all based off of the original 12 maps, basically. Outside of that, the drops will be random. Oh yeah. The new boss, Massacre, Mixed Mode, Hardcore, Dune Eater bonus difficulty. So Massacre, Mixed Mode, Rifted, Hardcore, Dune Eater bonus difficulty. It's even a bigger mouthful than it was before. We'll just call it Loot Mode once again. Loot Mode is Massacre, Mixed Mode, Hardcore, Rifted, Dune Eater bonus difficulty. We need to come up with new names for all the difficulties to thin them out. You could call it like Massacre 1, Massacre 2, Massacre 3. Ancient Mines at every difficulty, Seals, is the go-to map. Every tier, like when you first go into Insane, when you first go into Nightmare, when you first go into Massacre, going in and doing an Ancient Mines survival run will net you some crazy XP gains and massive loot gains. It's the ideal break-in map for a new tier. Like when I do a new playthrough starting fresh, that's what I do. Like say I'm bumping up to nightmare mode, I'll jump in, I'll do the first 2 maps of nightmare mode. Oh, thanks for the follow there, Seals. And then that will unlock Ancient Mines, and then I just jump right into Ancient Mines Survival. And now you don't even have to do that, because once you clear the campaign once, it unlocks the campaign maps on every difficulty, which is quite nice. Quite nice. Mass Mix Dune. Gotta get Rifted in there too, though. All right, come on, be there. Any Supremes on the ground? None on the ground. Oh, there's another Supreme chest back to back. Oh, now we're talking, y'all. I mean, obviously low passive rolls, but that will be an upgrade on somebody right there. Hell yes. That's going on to my electric cars, period. That's just where it's going. Trashy bomber. Look at that attack rate. That is just rude. Oh, and there's a godly, oh, what a tease. I thought it was the new rune that was godly. They're clipping through each other. So it was that static shock. All right, one more time, one more time. Can't interrupt the back-to-backs. Back-to-back Supremes. That's just so rare. But that one's actually a decent piece. I mean, I actually, you know, obviously I would have loved 500 plus on those stat rolls. But that is still going to be an upgrade. There is no doubt. No Supreme runes. Phil said he's still not sure he wants to put Supreme runes in. The problem is he would have to rescale the other runes, and that's just going to piss people off. Because some of the runes you couldn't put in other tier. They would be like busted, you know? I mean, I guess you could. And just make them a lower, just a very, very small gain. What's going on, Andreas? How you doing, man? The drops aren't going to be good until you get to the higher waste seals, but it's so worth doing. You'll gain a bunch of XP, and then once you get to the higher waves, you'll get really good drops as well. Do it up there, Andreas. Do it up. New boss equals new bonus difficulties, so we got a whole new tier of loot to grind. Come on, little bomber, be there. Nah, the boost cap is the same. They just turn into a stat stick. Same thing as the prop cat. The amount of boost is capped. It caps really early. It caps in like mythical quality or whatever. or maybe even legendary. But you'll gain a big stat stick value, which on most of your boosters you wouldn't even care about. But like on the prop cat, the additional stat just goes right to damage with the attack and ability stats. Oh no! What happened? I don't even know what it was. A Rift Kobold. Weird. I bet it was Jin buffed. That's our first loss all day. I bet a Jin was just buffing a Rift Kobold. And, Jin buffs Rift Kobold, bad shit happens, right? Not the end of the world. Not my first loss, and certainly won't be my last. Hopefully the last one of the stream. Yeah, the Jin buffed kobolds, man, are no joke. Jin buffed anything is no joke, really. They're just gonna wreck you. They just gonna wreck ya. A little off-centered on that one, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. And Jins have no standards. That is so true. Yeah, Jin buffed enemies ignore crowd control. That's why, like, in Massacre or in Lycan King bonus difficulty, a lot of times the only time you'd lose would be you'd lose to a mage, and it's because the mage gets buffed by a Jin and just stomps right through the entire map, ignores all crowd control, goes right to your core. Try this again. Hopefully no more travesties here this time. Oh yeah. Overclock is the grind. The problem is you get a godly rune drop, there's no guarantee it's going to be overclock, you know? There's all the other ones in the pool too. And then we all know how RNG is, just hating all of us. So RNG knows that you're looking for Overdrive. Oh, that was another one. What was that? That wasn't a wyvern that time. So weird. Well, it's because once you get one, they just spam drop there, Robert. What the hell, man? Why are we losing all of a sudden? We've done this map 15 times today. Same exact build. Rift Dark Elf Mage. Well, we'll try it one more time. We lose again. I'm going to remake the group. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times we've run the map today. It's got to be at least 10, 12, 15 times, right? Now all of a sudden we're losing? So much for that supreme drop streak. Only if they're on my friends list, which I am offline, so nobody can backdoor me off my friends list anyway. Go, Jen, I got your number. Watch me. Eat shit, Jen. You're done for now. You want to be buffing shit over here? We are going to switch it over to air. I got you, Jen, all figured out. Well, I mean, I've run the map. Like I said, I've just done it a dozen times on stream with the exact same build, so I'm not going to change anything. The build is fine. It's just, I don't know what caused us to lose, but it wasn't the build. I mean, we've been doing the exact same build all day. Never lost until 2 maps ago, started losing. It's a mighty big stick you got there, Magnus. Good lord, man. Look at the size of that thing. Because they're prime incursions. They're difficult. You'll get them there, Caribbean. It should have. I don't... Yeah, it looks like it got it. I'm using the smart upgrades, so it should automatically hit it. They were an April Fool's login reward, Andreas. The cosmetics for the big weapons. You logged in but didn't get it? Send a message to support@chromatic.games. Send them an email, tell them you logged in and you didn't get it. And they'll get you squared away. They can look and see if you logged in. They can check your login and see that you should have it. And they'll just unlock it for you. Support@chromatic.games. They'll get you hooked up. It's all of the base weapons for the 4 starter heroes. So the polearm, the sword, the staff, and the big old crossbow. The crossbow is actually so large it becomes difficult to aim. Yeah, the counter to Sharkin is a gas trap, Seals. A gas trap will stun them up if you throw gas traps in each lane. Every mob has a counter, basically. You just have to learn the counters, you know? I thought that was a Sharkin right there. That was a summoner. It is not a Sharkin, it is a summoner. I just kind of glanced over. I was like, oh no, there's a Sharkin coming at us right now. 100% not a Sharkin. Because we're just brute forcing them here. We got no counters for the enemies out. We're just straight brute. Oh no! Or it's a copter ogre, doesn't matter. Summoner getting Sharkin Tower confirmed. That might be kind of cool. Like if you could set a Sharkin and you could set its charge path and have it charge up through enemies and then it resets. That might actually be really cool. Assuming it would push back enemies, you know? Street sharks. We get us some street sharks. Get a little shark on shark action going. See who wins. That would be so funny. Oops, I'm buff in the middle of nowhere. I got lazy with my mouse hand and I was not even targeting anywhere near the defenses. Here's a militia chest. A supreme militia chest just dropped. Will it be good? We will find out. It's missing power, don't worry, like all the other militia chests I've gotten. It would not surprise me at all, Aramir. It would be the new normal. Would not be shocked at any way. They do have a support site. I don't think it's in the bot. You can try it, though. Try exclamation support and see if the bot gives you a response, Andreas. Thanks for subscribing, Alex. Welcome, welcome. Let's see if the bot does anything. The bot's been super slow. We'll have to give it a second and see if it comes up with anything. They're the best single target weapons in the game, if you aren't aware. You're looking for straight up single target damage. Doesn't look like the bot's gonna do anything. Here, I'll get you a link here. Let's see. Where are you? Here we go. Now, I would suggest doing the support email, personally. But here is their automated support. And just for full clarity, they historically have an awful response time going through the Zendesk stuff. Oh, no Supremes this time. So he busted up the Supreme luck. The bomber at. Trashy bomber too. I did get that other piece though. Fort power rate, no range. Boo. Try it one more time. One more time. Just one more. I think that's pretty fair. Fair observation there, Rubik's Cube. Very fair observation. Got annoyed trying to get the Dune boss down earlier. Said he wasn't going to play the game again, and here you are. I've been there too. Castle Armory, generally speaking, been using plasma defense systems, DSTs, and a big R stack. I did, if you look back a few days on the stream VODs, there'll be one there that just says like XP grinder or something like that. And that's that build is the build I've been using after that as well. I did an Owl build earlier, it did pretty well. It didn't feel like it was as fast as that DST PDS build. Could be. I mean, if you have decent DPS, you burn right through them real quick. But, you know, obviously a boss fight, it's all about the deeps, you know? Not yet. Nothing but junk. The bomber grind has been a bust. I did get a few decent pieces of gear, but no bombers. No bombers yet. Well, I mean, it's going to be pretty rare. I can't even tell you. Like, I've got the two little bombers I use right now are both fairly decent, kind of upper middle class rolls for godlies. And I bet I did this map 200 times to get them. And, I mean, like, right now, I might be, overall, in total, maybe 30 attempts in. So, I mean, I'm a long way from getting, historically, I'm a long way from getting a good one. But, that's the other wonderful part about DDA and DD1, is it might come right now on this map. You get the loot rush, you know? Well, I personally wouldn't suggest that route, because how are you going to force your little bombers to target the boss? That could be a challenge, getting them to hit the boss. A Huntress. I mean, that Huntress I used in that video was a builder. Was not a decked out geared DPS Huntress in any way, and it just made it look easy. I mean, on a Huntress, all you need is even a remotely decent weapon, and you're good to go. You're going to burn that boss, no problem. The problem with relying on boss, or with pet DPS, is pet AI. Because pets do what they want, you know? Uh-oh. Oh, he got smoked. Pets tend to do what they want. What they want, when they want to do it. If they're doing what you want them to do, then they're great. But if they're not doing what you want them to do, then it's a whole different story. I just hate losing that control on a boss fight, you know? I want to point and have stuff die there. No loot. Where to loot? Can't even complain. 2 of the last 4 runs I've gotten a Supreme from. Can't complain about that at all. There's a Supreme offhand or accessory on the ground over there. Of course, if it's an accessory, it's probably junk. And if it's an offhand, it could be semi-decent. It's an offhand. Expert's flat stone. Exactly what I needed. Another flat stone. Come on, loots. People get banned in the games for hacking, usually. Or doing some sort of exploiting real money transactions. Well, I mean, DD2 is a whole different animal. Being a free-to-play game, it's got a different level of toxicity that can creep in, sadly. They're actually quite generous in DD2, too. There's people that sell gold for real money that they've banned and unbanned. It's like you sold fucking gold for money. If that's not a permaban, that's just crazy. Well, I mean, people do RMT for every game. Alright, come on. Anything on the ground? We got a godly rune up there. We got no purples. Oof, no wisps. No little purple goodness. We got a junk bomber. And a junk chest. What's up here, though? This where it was? Oh, another one of those. Boo. That's the new Siren rune. Let's do one more, y'all. Just one more, I promise. It's the Siren rune. It's a reflect bubble. Awesome. Awesome, awesome stuff. It scales down to you. There's no little super secrets like that in DD2. Captain Squishy's here. We gotta get the Supreme Bomber with Captain Squishy here, right? You get ensnare the Arcanist helmet from mixed mode or survival of the keep. I was hitting the wrong button. Good lord. I normally do, but for this build I take it off, Andreas. On literally just about every other build in the game, I use the Overdrive rune, but this one, it just, you can build it so quick if you don't use it. So I take it off mainly for quality of life. That, and with, you know, 700 million wisps on the ground, I figure, do we really need to give them a super clocked buff beam? There's 7 million of them. It's a whole lot of wisping going on. But yeah, that rune is incredible. It's probably the strongest rune in the game. The Overdrive rune for buff beams. So good. I mean, any pet can. It's just a matter of getting the pet to attack it. Well, I mean, even the Lycan King, if there's another player to break the shield, then the pet will tear the Lycan King up. But you gotta have another player to break the shield. But the little bombers have pretty good range. So getting out to where the boss is, you know, shouldn't really be a huge issue. No one to break the stealth for you. That's fair. The Lycan King is so melee friendly anyway. It's hard to do that anymore and not just spam him down on a rogue or a squire. The rogue, he actually burns even quicker than the squire, but the squire, of course, is pretty much invincible. The foolproof run. And then the Dune Eater boss, you can kill him on a squire, but it seems to me like there's something wonky with the melee hitbox. Like, a lot of the shots miss. The squire spins down those the temple guardians really fast. So I figured, oh, well, you know, he can just go do one spin and the temple guardian's dead. So why not just squire it up? And then I tried on the boss, and it's just, like I said, just so many of the shots feel like they miss. And then additionally, you're then in his melee range, which is going to knock you back unless you have stability stacked up. Yeah, there's little cheddar cheese spots for sure. Bill will make another pass of all those, I'm sure. We have Q8'd it for him. But even so, it feels like some of the melee swings miss. And considering it's just so easy just to burn them on the Huntress or Rogue, that I've just been doing that the majority of the time. I haven't tried them on, well, I did a little bomber kill, and I've done the Rogue and that was the only ones, Huntress, Rogue, and little bomber. And I think I squire killed him on a 2-player team once. Every boss has got their cheddar cheese spots, though. I guess the Goblin Mech is probably... Well, even so, the Goblin Mech, you can set it up so he can't ever get to your defenses. So every boss, you can do some sort of little cheese move on him. A good squire, mediocre huntress, or poor summoner. I would do a mediocre huntress. That build video I posted is using a mediocre huntress. It's a 100% builder. It's a trap builder. And threw a weapon on it and upgraded a weapon and used it. Didn't bother move my points or anything. All my points were still into my traps. No, the Goblin Mech doesn't touch the core. He just goes to the middle and stands there. You can park, like, lightning traps there. And as long as your build holds and none of the mobs push through, he'll just go just park on top of a Thunderspike trap. And, I mean, it takes a while to kill him, but eventually he just dies. Oh, I agree. I agree 100% there, Cassier, but the thing is it's going to be so much easier to fix a cheesy spot on the map than it's going to be to balance weapons. Fixing the cheesy spot on the map is just going in and fixing it. Changing the weapons, he's got to change the weapons, send it off to their QA, have them test them, then adjust them again based off of their feedback. But I agree. I would love to see an Arcanist Helm drop there, and I would love to see the weapons tweaked to be a little better. I mean, they don't have to be the best weapons in the game, but they have to be a viable choice. Where, like, right now, you take the crossbow, for example. You can use the crossbow from Alk Labs. You can use the crossbow from any of the bosses. Of course, the Throne Room boss, it would be all about abilities, but it's still usable, you know? The crossbow from the new boss doesn't feel usable. I think out of all the weapons, the most usable of all the weapons is the polearm. Alright, come on, this is the one. Anything on the ground? Nothing on the ground. Oh, no purple. Boo! Crappy fairy, crappy giraffe, crappy chest. Where's my crappy bomber Yep, crappy bomber. I was gonna say, where's my crappy bomber to fill out the crap list? Oops. Sorry, y'all. Forgot. I'm not going to keep one more time in y'all for the rest of the stream. I got enough time for one more map. And that's the best piece I've gotten all day. Or no, that's the best piece I've gotten all day. And it's got low passive rolls. It's got usable passive rolls, but they're low passive rolls. I think it will still be an upgrade on my Electric Aura Monk, though. Get a little bit of power, range, and rate. Not positive, but I think it'll be an upgrade. I don't think I have memes set up right now. Let me look. Do I even have you set up? I do not. What's this guy sitting at? I mean, this guy's sitting decent. Well, let's compare it. There we go. There's a comparison. So, it's 120, 134 less power, but more upgrades, so I could get that back. It's way more rate. And then it's, what, 134 less range off the passives. Yet it's 275 more range just off of the stat. So yeah, that's a big upgrade for me. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know if this is the piece I was using on my main Huntress. I'm not, or my main Monk. I'm not certain. But it definitely looks like a nice upgrade. That will probably go on gas traps. Let's look at that. Yeah, see, that's just straight up upgrade across the board for my gas traps. So I did get 2 upgrades today. I mean, obviously neither one of them is God roll. Just not the way we wanted them to be? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can see the AoE. Am I using one here? Yeah. So if you make it so that you only hit... Or you can just shoot it at the ground. You see I'm just shooting the ground over here and it's hitting that dummy. Get it a little closer. The AoE range is actually awful. There we go. Got to be that close. So, I mean, if you're in a situation with a pack of enemies, you're going to hit them all. And the AoE shots, you know, it's going to apply all the AoE shots across the board. But the problem is, too, the shot pattern, like, even though I think the monks is the most usable, the shot pattern on it is so wide, you would have to be right on top of something to have every shot hit a target. And if you don't have every shot hit the target, you just lose mad DPS. You know, you would have to just be right up in his business. And then the sword is got a great super fast attack speed, which also means it scales like absolute anus for the spin. And, you know, builds to stack up irradiate are just bad, you know? It would be a great irradiate stacker because it attacks so fast, you know? I mean, look at him swinging. Just super, super quick attack. But that's not what you would want to do. You know, like, for example, my spin... Wait a minute, let me unequip the pet. My spin is 64 million. Versus with this weapon, actually, it's not that much of a difference. 67 million. So maybe the spin's not that bad. Or no, something's weird here. Oh, it's because I don't have the pet. That's why it's so low. But it doesn't scale as well. Just to a stack irradiate quicker. I don't know. I got mixed emotions on all the weapons. Get that and HP drain. Well, yeah, but being immortal and attacking for nothing. I mean, I'm pretty damn near immortal right now without having HP drain. You know, now I got HP regen on all my gear. Something would have to one-shot me to kill me, though. And the damage difference is just so considerable, you know? I mean, that's 93 million times 5. So each spin is 465 million damage on each spin, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's a faster attack rate, lower damage per hit. There was a time where people were thinking it was best to stack a radiate up, and it's just not. It never has been. But there was people that had that impression, and were doing radiate stacking builds and telling people to go with faster weapons. But, I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to play it, too. If you just want to hack and slash and don't want to... The fish, man, cracks me up. If you just want to hack and slash and you don't want to worry about using any abilities... Oh, HP regen accessories on a character with a million health makes you pretty much invincible. You got to be one shot or, like, a strong two shot to even come near death. I use it on my rogue, too. I don't know if I got every piece on my rogue. Let me see. Yeah. 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 HP regen, mana regen. It basically it gives you a strong level of invincibility. You didn't get a bomber on that run. That's weird. I didn't get one that was keepable. Well, yeah, I mean, if you like hack and slash, then you like hack and slash. It's not going to be the best or the highest DPS, but it's going to be viable, you know? So if that's how you enjoy playing, then you shouldn't listen to anybody. No one should ever listen to anyone else in that regard. You should play how you like to play. It's your game, your experience, you know? But I like my spinning rogue. And the spinning rogue is just not the way to play. It's good enough. It gets the job done, and I enjoy it. So my rogue can spin for days. And that's just how I personally enjoy playing it, you know? Can do some pretty nice damage if your stealth is up. Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing on my summoner. You know, my DPS summoner is not geared at the moment. Has this guy got the gear? Yeah. Health regen, health regen, health regen. I mean, that's how I play. I'm careless. You guys watch me play. I'm careless as hell and I die all the time. So, I mean, stacking regen is a normal thing for me. And it works great. It works really, really good. You know? Now, that's with no health, obviously, because I'm using two low-tier gemstones. With two good pets, my health goes up considerably. That's the struggle. The struggle with the summoner is no block, low health pool. So you still have to be careful. You can't face tank. On my rogue and my squire, I can face tank. Thanks for subscribing there, Sean, and the follow there, the Space One. Appreciate it, y'all. Nice. Grats there, Stafflix. That's awesome. But yeah, man, HP regen is the shit. I mean, that's the best accessory in the game, in my opinion. 5 mana regen and 5% HP regen would be the god roll accessory. Yeah, I mean, if a little bomber attack while you're in Overlord mode, that would 100% be the meta for every map. There would be nothing better than that. Go invincible and let your little bombers wreck faces. Because you can boost. You know? Why is my boost not working? Oh, there we go. How weird. My C button is not working right now. Must be some kind of a bug. That is so weird. What the hell is that? I can't even turn it on right now. Oh, it's because I don't have any pets equipped. Derp. Throne room chicken. You can summoner Overlord cheese it. Oh yeah, that is for sure. All right, y'all. I guess that is gonna get it for me for today. I am gonna go eat me some. We're having. The wife made tacos yesterday, but we're taking the leftover taco meat and transforming that into breakfast burritos for dinner today. And I am stoked about them breakfast burritos, let me tell you. So anyway, that is going to get it for me for today. I will be live tomorrow or Tuesday, probably tomorrow. Either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to take the day off and get a little real life stuff done. Well, it's pork. It's going to be different because they were regular, or it's ground beef, pardon me. They're going to be not traditional breakfast burritos, but they're still going to be yummy as hell because it was beef tacos yesterday. personally, I prefer bacon or sausage. Because I grew up on the family business when I was a child was butchering pigs. So obviously I love bacon, but I just have I don't like ham as much anymore. But anyway, y'all, happy Sunday. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all soon. Take it easy, y'all.